Okay, let's do the read of the morning. Tarot Apprentice was asking me about some cards that one deck. I just found the name of it. Where'd it go? Oh, I have it put away somewhere else. Okay, yeah. The other odd deck, the one that I said is not mass market. In case you happen to watch this, if not, I'll put it on your thing. It's called Tabula Mundi. Tabula Mundi Tarot. Okay. And this is the special order deck. They're numbered. It's a numbered deck. Okay. It's not a mass market deck. Tabula Mundi. Okay. Another deck that I have that you cannot find anymore is my Native American one. What the heck is the name of that? Journey. Anyway, you can't get it. I looked and looked and looked for a second deck just because I love that deck. And it's like really difficult to find. And when you find it, they want really outrageous amounts of money for it. So, yeah. But, okay, so let's get into the morning read. I think I will use... Today we'll start point with the, I'm sure you probably know this deck, the Voyager Tarot. It's been around for years. I think I got these like in the 60s or something. Now I have a second Voyager Tarot at home. I bought a second one in case, because these are, I've had these for so many years. But the new cards are not large like this. They're smaller and they're just, yeah, I like this larger deck. But you can't find the larger deck anymore. A lot of times I go and, if you're somebody that wants tarot, I'll go back and buy the original decks. Yeah, you pay an arm and a leg for them. But I have, one of the ones from the, what is it, the Aquarius? Not Aquarius, what is it called? Yeah, I think it's Aquarian. I have an original. I have my, my Rider-Waite. I have a couple of the decks from the 60s. Just the paper is different that they used on them as well. So when I can get the original deck, sometimes I will do that, but you have to pay upwards of $100. I mean, it's not cheap to get one of the original. Okay, oh God, are we on this theme again? Fear, the Fear card. Okay. 7 of Cups. Now, in the Voyager deck, 7 of Cups is the Fear card, okay? Now, in most decks, the 7 of Cups is just the card of illusions and drama. Well, that goes along with the Fear card. You create your drama, your fears, your illusions. And it can consume you if you keep buying into it. This is why I've spoken about people get paranoid. They start to get an idea and they let it grow and they feed on it and feed on it and feed on it, okay, and wind up in paranoia. Okay, so fear card. Let me see if I can get this where I don't have that shine on it so you can see it. See all the little things that come up in your fear-based drama. Okay, attaches to the emotions, and you get all this fear-based stuff. So let's, yeah, fear is the hard one. You know, it's hard to surrender in the midst of fear, because the fear can feel all-consuming, okay? But it's illusion, okay? It's illusion. And you have to confront it in order to find out it's illusion. In other words, you have to say, yeah, bring it on, okay? And you go through that death, okay? Not easy. Okay. Okay, next we have the taming power of the small. Oh, yes. What was it I said the other day? The fear is like the spider's web, okay, that you get caught in. It's when it is spinning the spider's web, the fear mode, okay, and you become the bug that gets caught in fear of the spider. But it's an illusory web, it doesn't exist. But let's look at this. This is a different thing. Taming power of the small, self-restraint, self-sufficiency, careful preparations, resourcefulness, minor impediments, adaptability. Okay, so the fear would be like a minor impediment. Okay, self-restraint, see, you don't let it run away with you. Self-restraint. Don't let these things run away with you. Don't keep sustaining them. Don't keep feeding it. Don't keep buying into it. It's an illusion. Mental illusion. So what web are you spinning to get caught in your fear mode? Okay. That keeps driving actions that are not beneficial to you. Let's continue forward. Taming the power of the small. Communication. Oh, I like this. This is a new card. Oh, something new. I like when we get a new one. Communication. I like the wolf sitting there. That's a very nice card. Communication. So let's see what else we have, and then we'll put it all together. Next we have links. Yeah. Okay. Observation. I like that card. That's a very pretty card. Observation. Communication, observation. And this is a big part of the path, is sitting there and watching the mind, how it creates these things. And then you watch, once the mind has created the drama and you start latching on to it, you see how it affects the body. It creates this emotion. Then it feels more real when you get the emotion attached to it. Okay. Next we have balance. Love that card. Balance. Okay. Let's continue forward. And again, this is so important. Balance. Don't let yourself get thrown off balance, and then you start, really going in a tailspin. Again, observation. One has to watch and see what's happening. Okay. Peace. Okay. Now at the center of all this, if you can get through the illusion, is that peace that passes understanding. When the ego drama dismantles, what remains is that inner peace. Okay, 0 point balance. 0 point balance. That peace. Next we have dolphin. This and that are true. This and that are true. Okay, Mr. Dolphin. This and that are true. So what is it that you are making true? And is it true? This is part of it. You question it. Again, the path, if you want to get to realization, part of the path is observation. Watch of the thoughts that are coming to mind. Watch how it affects the body. Lord, take charge with authority. Again, don't let these things, fear modes, run away with you. You have to question it at the deepest level. You see, these things come and go. When they go, where did they go to? So what reality do they really have? How important are they? These illusions of mind. Yes, I know they can create things that one sees bump in the night, creates all the fear drama. Okay, I need more space here. The cards are falling here everywhere. But again, part of the observation is seeing that it comes and goes, and it only has life when you're paying attention to it and you're feeding and giving it energy. But no thought can stand out and have life on its own. It's an illusion, which causes volcano volatility to arise. And under the volatility, I'll say this, that when you watch anger or you watch fear, and you see how it affects the form, you'll see that it's a rush of adrenaline that happens. Fight or flight, volcano, fight or flight. It's just a rush of adrenaline. But you attach a name to it, and then you attach that emotion to it. You attach then a storyline to it, okay? And it becomes volatile, okay? So when you're dealing with this again, you need to really stay in balance. Watch the mind, sit and observe the body, the mind, how these things come up, how they go. If they're so important, why are they coming and going? Okay. Again, observation. It's a path of observation and questioning, communicating, questioning at the deepest level. What is truly going on? Okay. Anything that comes and goes cannot be the Great Spirit that eternal is. Okay. Emotions come and go, the body comes and goes, thoughts come and go. They are not the eternal is. Dig deeper. Dig deeper. You have to keep digging until you find that which is unchanging and that peace that passes understanding. Again, remember that fear comes and goes. It's like a web that catches ego, catches mind, okay, that starts spinning and saying this and that are true, when if you observe and if you really communicate, look deeply, you will find out that this and that are not true, that they are illusions, okay, but this only comes with observation and, again, communication, questioning what is there, taking authority, not letting it run away with you, and staying in balance. Okay? So that you don't have this volatility of explosion and getting caught in the web of your own design. Okay? So yeah, today's talk lesson is a little bit more about that reality of questioning. Let me go get my book. I'm going to read you something that I wrote on this type of a subject. Let me go get it real quick. Kundalini from Hell to Heaven. This is one of my first handmade copies. Oh, now if I can find it in here. If I can find where it's at. Do I have it written by pages? Yeah, Ego, Bondage, and Illusions of Truth. That's what I want to read for you. Oh, I forgot to put the... Oh, okay. It's in the beginning. One of the first things. The medical community, ego, bondage, and illusions of truth. Okay. Okay, ego, bondage, and illusions of truth. All of our emotional bondages are created and held in place by that which is known as ego. Ego is the belief that we are these bodies, emotions, and thoughts. Therefore, when anything goes against any of these systems, we hold it to be an assault against our persona. Depending on our belief system and identity, which is already in place, it can be mildly irritating to downright devastating. If we encountered a traumatic situation where there was a belief that impending death was just around the corner, then that trauma may be rerun again and again in the psyche, creating ever more pain and perceived trauma. But there is a way to short-circuit these illusions of truth. For anything that is not liberating is not truth at all, but an illusion of truth. It is these illusions that we will address. How are they created and what sustains them? And if they are illusions, how can we move beyond them? If we are not this ego structure, then what are we? How can peace of mind be attained and preserved? Again, peace of mind. We want that peace that passes understanding. And balance. Okay, and balance. Okay. Where do we begin, and where will this search end? Believe it or not, that which you fear the most can be that which liberates you in the end. Let me say that again. That which you fear the most can be that which liberates you in the end. The largest perceived fear can be the greatest liberator. Please bear with me in this. Okay? Fear, the spider web of your own creation that holds you bound. Okay? Right now, you're probably thinking, this woman has a serious screw loose somewhere. And if I were in your place, I might think the same thing right about now. But I have been where you are and have escaped the concrete fears and thought constructs and emotional baggage which kept me bound for many, many years. I have walked the path and therefore can speak from the position of direct experiential knowledge and not hearsay. All I will speak of has been acquired by direct experience. No, I do not have a PhD, but rather a direct knowledge of truth as it is, and this is the truth I wish to share with you today. From the moment we're born, the conditionings begin. And the conditions of life are set. We're born into this world with a body. Some bodies are seen as perfect, some are flawed. We're born into a family. Some are glad at the arrival, and perhaps some are not. So all of these things begin to create the conditionings and conditions of our lives. The views of our parents and society and friends all have an impact on our thought structures and perceptions. These all come together to create our basic outlook on life and what we hold to be truth. These create our perceptions of truth. If you are supported and you're told you're smart, then you have confidence in whatever you do, while on the other hand, if you are always told you're stupid and ugly, then this will color your world and view of reality. This colors your thoughts of who you perceive yourself to be, along with the other events in life which also color and interplay with your reality framework. One person that has always been sheltered within a loving family will see the world as a kind and beneficial, beautiful place to be, whereas one that has come from a harsh and abusive environment will see the world colored as a place to be continually on guard. While there are events which unfold in everyone's life which will skew even these basic belief systems. Now you begin to see just how much the conditionings create our basic view of reality as we know it, or think it to be. Now, with this out of the way, we begin right where you are at this moment in time. So the first thing we do is look at the fact that the past is the past. So if you're rerunning the tapes of the past, let's look at the fact that by running them over and over again, you can change nothing. All you're doing is reinforcing the past nonsense that's keeping you bound in one form or another. If it were not keeping you bound, it would have passed right out of your awareness. But for whatever reason that you perceive, you are continually holding on to this perception, whether slight hurt or trauma. And you have to admit it, it's not doing anything constructive in your life. Now, let's look at another waste of energy, which we continually find ourselves involved in. And this is the what if factor. Trying to live in the future just never works. And as the only place you can ever truly live is the present moment of now. So, what's happening when you're running the past tapes and the what if tapes? In essence, you are passing life by. You're only existing. You're not living at all. Life is in a holding pattern, continually circling around and around. And the more you feed the past and the what ifs, the more they grow into unmanageable cyclones of wasted energy and effort. You are only attempting to deal with change, something which is already gone. It lives only within your illusion of truth, and the conflict is there because of the ego identification with the body and emotions and thoughts. And in truth, you are none of those. So now you ask, where do I go from here? And from here I say it's time you found out the truth of who and what you really are and who you are not. Once you know, at long last, just what comprises your being, then the rest of that which is illusion will just drop away of its own accord. When these things are no longer given any energy, then they will just dissipate into the vapors of unreality that they are. Like a drop of dew evaporates in the sunlight, these illusions will dissipate under the light of truth. Are you ready to begin the never-ending adventure? Okay, are you really ready to live life to the fullest, to grab and rest in the freedom which is just waiting for you? It's always there and always has been there, and it's only your blinders which keep you from seeing it. Is your fear, let's get your little web here, the little web that's holding you. Okay. Is your great fear that of death, that you will cease to be? Is your fear that you are nothing and nobody? Let's examine these fears and see what comes out of them. Let's proceed to look at what is temporary and transient. What is it about you that comes and goes? When you peel away the layers of the transient, what is it that remains? Okay, so this again is under observation and communication. Okay. When you peel away the layers of the transient, what is it that remains? When you come to know what remains, you will come to the truth of your being. You will see there is nothing to fear, that there is only freedom that remains. Now, won't that be a lovely thing to remain? Just freedom to be. The freedom of knowing that you are the unbound truth of existence, that all you perceived was an illusion of bondage and fear, which never had any reality at all, except for that which you yourself give it. So, are you ready to unravel all the fears and thoughts and emotions that have kept you tied on the wheel of karma? Are you ready to let go Are you ready to let go of the desires that keep you bound to the wheel of birth and death? For it is not the actions which keep you on the wheel of karma, going around and around and around. It is the thought and intent of the actions. And it is the reactions of the actions which come against you, which once again keep you bound to the wheel of birth and death, just going around and around in the never-ending spiral called life and death, birth and rebirth. We keep cycling through the same old patterns again and again until we break the cycle, and in each life, we will draw the same patterns to ourselves to keep creating the same illusions of truth until we can break free and can see them for what they are. And once we see through them, the pattern will drop and we will move onward to a new experience. Look at your life and see what patterns keep coming up again and again. Now let's walk through the door of knowledge to liberation and the freedom which awaits. What is mind? Is it a physical thing? Let us first look here. What is the mind comprised of? Is not the mind comprised of thoughts? And just what are thoughts? Are they the same concrete existence? No, thoughts come and go, like waves on the sea. First one thought is there, then another, and so on and so on. One rises and falls, and then the next, and so infinitum. But there can only be one thought that makes its appearance at a time. Sometimes these thoughts will start in a whirlpool, one after another, just going around and around until you find you are dizzy and disoriented just from the sheer continued motion and cycling around and around. But look at it again. Even though there are certain thought patterns which keep appearing and cycling, they ultimately come and go. So, if they come and go, they are not concrete in nature, but fluid. And like waves on the ocean, they can appear like a ripple, or with enough energy can appear as a tidal wave pulling you out into a sea of emotion and fear and despair, only because they have touched upon an illusion of truth. They come and rock your world, creating waves in your reality. So let us continue on in this search until we uncover the reality that cannot be shaken. When you come to the truth, you will be set free, as the truth always is and is the basis for all of creation. All has proceeded from truth, is sustained by truth, and will once again return to truth. And illusions, being what they are, in the end must disappear. When the illusion is uncovered, it ceases to be. So we see that mind is comprised of individual thoughts which come and go, one thought manifesting at a time. So mind is not concrete in nature. Mind is an illusion. Mind has no substance. Let us move on now to thought. What is thought? Thought also has no concrete nature. So exactly what and where do thoughts manifest from? They have no substance. They rise from nowhere, return to nowhere. So why is so much importance given to something which comes and goes from nowhere to nowhere? When it leaves out of our awareness and perception, where does it go? It only has life while in the framework of our perceptions. When these thoughts float into our awareness, what happens? We give it life by ascribing emotions to it, do we not? When a thought comes in, and if you look at it and dwell on it, does it not elicit an emotion? So this emotion gives the thought life for that moment in time. Let us follow the emotion. Emotions come and go. It is something that is particular to yourself alone. No one else feels your emotion but you. Others may see your reaction to the emotion, but the emotion itself is yours alone. Is emotion a concrete thing? No. No. You cannot have an emotion that lives independently on its own. You are the one that gives it life. Your attention to it gives energy and life. And once again, emotions come and go like the waves of an ocean, in and out, high tide, low tide. And since they are transient in nature, they are not the reality of your being. They are but ripples on the sea of consciousness. One emotion arises and is there for some time until replaced by another emotion. Once again, they are only waves and ripples without any concrete form. Emotions are created and held in place by mind and thought. And we have already seen that mind and thought have no substance and are only passing illusions. And these illusions create and sustain all the illusions that keep us bound. So let us review. We know we're not the physical body, nor can we be the mind, which is created by thoughts, nor are we the individual thoughts, nor are we the conglomerate of thoughts. If we are neither of these, then it follows also we cannot be the emotions which the mind and thoughts create and sustain. And isn't our whole persona just made up and held together by all these illusions of thought, mind, and emotion drama? So let us keep going and seeing just what is left. My goodness, do I even exist at all? I think it's safe to say yes, you do exist, just not the way you thought and perceived. So, when we take away the body, the mind, the thoughts, the emotions, just what is left? How do you know? How do you know you have thoughts? How do you know you dream at night, or that there were no dreams? It is because of conscious awareness. You are this. You are conscious awareness. It sees the thoughts, but it's not the thoughts. It's aware of the emotions, but it's not the emotions. It is aware of form, but it is not form. It is not concrete in nature, yet clearly it is. You are, in fact, no body, and you are no thing. You are awareness, energy, vibration, truth, and bliss. These are eternal in nature. They are what creates and sustains existence. All form, while appearing and disappearing, is created by these alone, and therefore always exists. The form may change, but it is eternal, for it never was the concrete illusion of truth we see. See beyond the form to the formless. See beyond the illusions of truth to the reality of truth. Now let us continue onward. Now we come to the point of putting all this together. Since we are, in reality, conscious awareness, energy, and vibration, truth and bliss, just what thought or emotion or physical happening can touch us? None can truly touch our essence. So all of the perceived traumas and hurts have happened only to this body, and we are not this body. This is how we diffuse the bondage. When the pain comes again, go into it, go to the root. There is nothing to fear except fearing the fear. Again, let me say this is so important. There is nothing to fear except fearing the fear. So go into the fear fully and see that when you reach the end of it, it will dissipate, as it's only comprised of illusions of truth. Now, if you continue to fear the fear, you can go into a psychosis. Okay? of your own design and making. You have to be willing to go into the fear fully and see that when you reach the end of it, it will dissipate, as it's only comprised of illusions of truth. When thoughts come and go, just see them as passing clouds with no substance. Do not give them form and life. Let them come and go like waves on an ocean. Instead of being carried away by a tidal wave, get in the boat and float downstream and enjoy the ride. Again, let's say that again. Instead of being carried away by a tidal wave, get in the boat and float downstream. Enjoy the ride, okay? When you drop the mind of thoughts and illusions, you will reach the still waters of peace that passes all understanding. You will be the everlasting waters. You will not thirst again. You alone create the fears and bondages of life, and you have the power to let all of them go. Okay? You have the power to let all of them go. Okay? Just go into the illusion. Okay? Go into the illusion. And it will dissipate before your very eyes. You will not cease to exist, nor will you find more bondage. What you will find is the doorway to freedom. You have never truly been born, nor have you died. You are beyond these forms and plays of life, as all of this is created by mind and thought. So go beyond all these illusions to what and who you really are. Live life to the fullest. You are here to explore and be existence, so drop the self-doubts, the illusions of truth that keep you going around and around. You are life. You are bliss. When you drop the elusive mind and thought, you are Sat, truth, Chit, awareness, and Anand, bliss. This is the truth of your being. And what in reality can touch or harm this truth? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Okay. So again, the fear that comes can be, in the end, the great liberator, unless you allow it to consume you, unless you give it reality, unless you give it form, okay, then it can consume you into madness. But if you go to the heart of it through observation, questioning, okay, really looking at the nature, you can cut the knot and be free of it forever, okay. So I'm going to leave this here. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry this was so long today, but it appeared it was the time to go ahead and bring that out. So I hope somebody gets something from this. Have a great day. If you're interested, you can get my book actually on Amazon. It doesn't look like this. This is, like I said, this is the one that I put together, but it is named Kundalini, From Hell to Heaven, okay, by Ganga Karmakar Swami Ji, okay, can be ordered on Amazon. You usually get used copies really cheap, okay. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a great day. This is going to take a long time to upload, possibly, so I may have to get on the road while this is uploading. See you online. Have a great day. Aho.